of the questions I get asked all the time is how to make sure you're covering all the content before the exam. So important for GCSE and A-level because you have so many subjects and so much content for them. And it's just impossible to cover all of the content the day before the exam, go over things in depth. So how do you make sure that you have actually touched on everything before the exam? This video is not about what you should be covering the day before the exam, working on your weak areas. No, how do you actually review all of the content? The absolute key to this is starting your revision early, but also having it in a structured way. So not just like, oh, well, I might do a bit of revision here and there. At this point in the year, you need to know what you will focus your revision on week by week. Of course, it's incredibly important to be working on your weak areas and do not just stick to this like, oh, this week I'm going to cover the Cold War in history. If you're finding something really difficult in history that's not in that subject, you can still use time within your focus week to cover that. Basically what I'm saying is you need to sit down and make a plan of what you are going to focus your revision on for each subject week by week, allowing you to actually have that spaced repetition. But you see, you can actually cover all of the content the day before the exam, but you can only read through it and review it and essentially get it into your short-term memory. When you are revising or trying to revise at this point in the year, it is about understanding things thoroughly and getting things into your long-term memory. Whereas the day before the exam, you just need to, read over, get it to spark that long-term memory, getting key facts, figures that you've forgotten into your short-term memory. The best way to actually make sure you've covered all of the content is just to ask AI, I've got to be so honest. If you go to an AI chatbot and say, okay, I've revised up to theme 2 A-level economics before the of May, make me a revision timetable so it allows me to cover everything. And it does it quite effectively, to be fair. It makes you finish the content a while before the exam so that you can focus on your weaker areas and your areas for review towards the exam. I'll leave you with a quote, which is what my dad always used to tell me. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Doing well in your exams is about planning your revision and knowing what you're going to be doing when. And planning actually allows you to cover all the content before your exams. If you like this video, then follow for more study tips.